Absolutely not. Will not be going easy on none of these Mohammedans, none of these pagans.
Did I hear you say pagan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does God have a God?
Does God have a God? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm gonna clip this one. Yeah. Does God have a God? Yes or no?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Was Jesus God?
Yes, that's what the thing says.
Okay. In John 20:17, when he said, "I'm yet to ascend to my Father, your Father, my God, and your God," was he God when he said that?
Oh yeah, he was. He was also man as
Does
well,
God have a
so
God?
he
Does
could go ahead
does
and say,
God
"Hold on, JP.
God ever stop
Did
being
you
God?
ask me a question, or did you want to just like?"
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
Okay,
I did.
got you. So yeah, the reason why Jesus can refer to the Father as his God is because Jesus, who also shares the same divine nature as the Father, also took on flesh. So the Father is his God pertaining to his flesh, which is Jeremiah 32:27, which says that God is the God of all flesh. That doesn't change when Jesus comes in the flesh. So
Okay. Does God ever stop being God?
is that what you got out of what I said?
No, I heard it exactly what you said. I understand that the concept. I understand the concepts of what your belief of Jesus being God in the flesh. I'm asking you, does God ever stop being God?
What I just answered that.
Okay, so when Jesus uttered them words, was he God?
I already answered that as well. Just go ahead and skip to the last question of the Dawah script.
Yes or a no?
I already answered that.
Okay, so Jesus was God when he said that, and he said, "I'm yet to ascend to my Father, your Father, my God, and your God." So technically, God has a God, right?
I already answered that as well.
Can you answer it for me again? It's either yes or no.
No, I can't. I won't answer for you again because it shows that you're not listening. So, if you can repeat what I said, it'll show that you're listening, and then we can actually move forward in this conversation. So what did I respond to that? To your question, what was my answer to that?
So you want me to repeat what you said? Once I repeat what you said, are you going to give me a yes or no answer?
Go ahead, and if you repeat what I said, then you won't even need a yes or no because you already have the answer. And once you show you can repeat it, my answer.
Okay.
So what did I answer to you? Go ahead.
Jesus in the flesh, yet he's a divine nature that doesn't overtake what he said, yeah? And his divine nature.
What did I say to you? See, what did I say to you? What was my answer to you when you asked about Jesus saying that the Father is his God and him also being God? What did I answer?
2017, when he says, "I'm yet to ascend to my Father, your Father, my God, and your God," you swerved the answer. What you said was, you didn't actually answer my question, because when I asked you, did God ever stop being God? You said no. You said no, he doesn't. Right?
So I did answer that. So then what was my answer to you asking about Jesus being God, saying that the Father is his God? What did I answer to you on that?
Repeat for me.
So you don't remember what I said?
I remember what you said, but I don't want to misquote what you said. So repeat it for me.
Okay, JB, I'll say it again. Now I'll give you, I'll cut you some slack. I'll say it again. All right. So Jesus being God, having the same divine nature as the Father, also took on flesh. And the Bible says in Jeremiah 32:27.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Bible says in Jeremiah 32:27 that God is the God of all flesh. So when he's the God of all flesh. So when the divine Son also took on flesh, the Father became his God pertaining to his human nature. So that's why Jesus, who is God, can say that the Father is his God.
Okay, so genuine question. In that moment, did he ever stop? Was he not God at that time when he said that?
You're again asking repeated questions again.
No, this is a genuine question. I want to know.
But I already answered you that question. This is the third time you asked that one.
Well, for me, it's confusing, and I'll explain why. So so Jesus, when he took on flesh, did he ever at any point between his two natures stop being God? That part you didn't answer.
Look, man, if you want me, it looks like I might have to just move on if you can't keep up, bro. Honestly.
No. Okay, I'm asking you.
No, because it sounds like you have a revolving script that you can't get past because I was able to answer your question. So you have to, I don't know, maybe if you repeat the question, maybe I don't know. I'll get like, oh no, or something. I don't know. In the beginning, like why do you guys do that? Like when you go through the script, we answer your script, and then you like repeat the script. Why is that?
I'll explain. Yeah. So I'll explain what I said. When I asked you initially, does God ever stop being God? You gave me a clear answer. You said no, he doesn't.
So then why'd you ask me 3 times in a row again that question?
Because that would equate to God having a God.
So I answered you and responded to you on that.
Yes, but so what you're saying yes, but you're not willing to say it. You're not willing to actually say yes, because God, if God never stops being God, it's very simple.
What do you mean say yes? I responded to you in an affirmative, and I explained to you what that means. So what is your so JB? What is your response to what I said? That's what I want to hear. I want to hear a response to what I said.
So my response to what you said is this: Jesus having 2 natures. My response is, does he?
I don't think you. Are you okay? Are you all right?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah. So my response is this: Jesus having 2 natures, right? If his divine nature never stops being divine, and he uttered those words, then you can't deny the fact that God has a God, right?
And what is so you very good, you affirmed what I said. What is your response to what I said? It sounds like you get what I said. That's great. So what is your response?
Yes.
Do you have a problem with a problem with the theology or what?
Do they share the same will?
Yes.
They share the same will. Okay, and their characteristics, do each one have their own characteristics?
They have the same divine characteristics because they share the same ontological nature, the divine nature. But then Jesus also has the human nature, which is distinct from the divine.
Okay, so is it like a switch?
What do you mean?
So
is this, for example, wait, is this another way of you asking, does he stop being God?
No, not at all, because you've answered that.
Okay. Just check it.
You said he never stops being God, which means God has a God, there's only one pagan right now, isn't there? Not me.
Well, no, you're the pagan. You don't worship the true God. You know, Christians coined the term pagan, right?
Okay, so genuine question: who died on the cross? The flesh, right?
How is that a genuine question? Do you know the answer to that, or do you not know the answer to that?
I think I know the answer, but I don't think.
Be genuine with me. Be genuine with me. Who died on the cross, JB?
The flesh died on the cross.
The flesh is a person? Is your flesh a person?
Right.
Huh? You said right?
So no. I'm saying, no, listen to what I'm saying. So Jesus, if he had a human soul and he had the spirit of the Father within him,
you still didn't answer my question. Who died on the cross?
Jesus died on the cross.
So you know the answer to that. Why would you say, Logic, I got a genuine question for you. Who died on the cross? When you know the answer to that, that's not a genuine question.
Because that leads to another question, doesn't it? A very obvious one.
Okay, then how about
Jesus
this?
Is God,
how about this, JB? Look, this is what I'm trying to show you. Because remember, I'm letting you talk. I'm letting you ask your questions. But this is what I want you to do. I want you to skip, I know that you have probably a page worth, maybe 2, of the Dawah script. I want you to skip down to the very final question. We don't have to go through question A, question B, question C, question D to get to question E. Just go straight to question Z so that we can actually, get somewhere. Go ahead.
Okay. Can God die?
That's question F. I need question Z on the Dawah script.
No, that is my question Z. Can God die? Yes or no?
That is okay. So that's your question. That's the final question on the script. That means when I answer this question, there won't be a follow-up argument.
Depending on how you answer.
No, so okay. Let me ask you this: can God die?
Straight yes or no? No, God can't die.
God can't die. Is Jesus God?
According to you.
You be the Christian. I'm gonna be you. You be the Christian. Can God? Is Jesus God?
Yeah, sure.
Then how is Jesus God when God can't die? How is Jesus God when God died? You see, you see, I can do that. I know your script. You know what I'm saying? Just skip straight to the argument. Let's not even waste time with the Just go straight to the argument and let's deal with the argument, okay?
Okay. Can the father be the father without having the son? I'm joking.
I do like you, man. I like you a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I do like. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll ask you something about Islam. Do you now? I'm going to do it like your style. I have a logic script. I've got a logic script. Okay, a cookbook or whatever, a cook script. All right. So let me ask you this. Is Allah all powerful?
Yeah.
Okay. If something is not all, huh?
There's not his attributes.
Okay, got you. If something is not all powerful, is it God?
If something is not all powerful, is it God? No.
All right. So being all powerful is a necessary attribute in order to be God, right? We agree?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Could Allah have a son if he wanted to?
He wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
No, because it doesn't befit his majesty. God has given him a criteria for us to understand him, and that doesn't befit his majesty.
Okay, so it doesn't befit his majesty. So Allah is unable to do things that don't befit his majesty?
No. I never said he's unable. I never said he's unable. You said that.
Well,
this is like that.
That's what I asked.
For me, this is like the atheist question: Can God create a rock so heavy that he can't lift? For me, this is that type of question.
Well, no, that's a contradictory question. Because I'm not asking you a contradictory question. I'm asking you.
Yeah, Allah by his very nature that it's contradictory what you just said.
How?
I explained how. Because he gives the criteria of who he is.
No,
for example,
No, how does him having a son contradict his nature?
Because he begets not noise he begotten, and he's told us that.
You're telling me what he doesn't do, but that's not telling me what he can't do.
I told you what he is and what he's not.
Okay, so that's fine.
You understood?
So, like for example, does it befit?
No, answer that.
Well, hold on.
No, answer that point.
What was your question?
I said to you, it explains who he is and what he's not. So when he says he begets not noise he begotten, this is the criteria, characteristics, how we understand it.
I understand, but does that you're not telling me about his nature? You're just telling me about what he doesn't do. You know, so like for example, let me give you an example of what I mean. Does it befit a king to sweep and mop the palace?
If you're talking in general terms, that's not something that a king would do. But that's not. Yeah, right. I get that.
So it's beneath him, right? It doesn't befit a king's majesty to sweep and mop the palace, right? That's for the servants to do, right?
If you don't mind, I'll give you a better example, right?
I feel like that's perfect.
Right. So the father begets the son in your paradigm, right? Can the son beget a son?
That's not going with the example at all.
Can the son beget a son?
That's not going with the example at all. Please, if you could just answer and focus on the example, so we can move on to the point, please.
Can the son beget a son? That's it's just like that.
So you're not going to answer the analogy.
Like for like, bro.
Okay, good. So JB, you admitted that it doesn't befit the king to sweep and mop the palace. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't like the analogy. I prefer my analogy.
That's what I asked you. Can you answer?
Yeah, I explain to you. In your analogy, it works. But
okay, good. So, but does that mean that the king is unable to sweep and mop the palace?
I don't like to compare Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to a king.
I mean, Allah does that himself. He calls himself the king of the day of judgment. So
again, but we also know but there's none like unto him.
I mean, now you just put yourself in a dilemma, because we see in a lot of ways that Allah compares himself to creation, but then in another way, I guess he's not.
No, because we understand that Allah sees, Allah hears, but that doesn't mean that he's got eyes and ears.
But he sees, though.
So, right.
So creation sees, Allah sees. So similar to Allah, we see.
No, but now you're building up a case which is a straw man, because I never said that Allah has eyes.
I didn't say that you said that. I'm not even attacking Allah having eyes. I said humans see. creation sees, right?
With what? What do they see with?
Creation sees, right?
What do they see with?
You're breaking up, or your audio's like going out.
I said, what do they see with?
So they have eyes. Some don't have eyes, Al. So there are some creation that don't have eyes. They have
But they can see.
they have sensory attributes that they can see with. But creation has the ability of vision, right? To be the ability to see.
I've learned something new. What did you say? They can see without eyes.
Yeah, there are some creatures that do not have eyes that can see.
They're also humans born without arms and legs. That doesn't stop them from being human, right?
I agree. So again,
Okay,
so creation has vision, correct? Creation has vision, correct?
Yeah.
And Allah has vision, right?
Yeah, but I don't like that terminology. Again, I don't like to pay Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to.
But it's not you who did it. Allah did it in the Quran. He's the one who says that he's the all-seeing. He's the one who said that. He's the one who said he's the all-hearing. He's the one who's using human words that we know and can compare to understand what he's saying. He's the one that does that.
Yeah, that's why my analogy works better. Can the son beget a son?
Your analogy has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So I need you to stay focused. When you say that you don't to compare, that you don't like this king analogy because you don't like to compare Allah with creation, your Allah does that. Your Allah already did that. He's already the one who compared himself with creation in some ways. For example, does Allah have hands?
Not like ours.
Not like ours, but he has hands, right?
Allahu a'lam.
JP. What did he create Adam? What did he create Adam with?
In times, you know, it's half of knowledge to say I don't know and I don't.
You said it too quick. What did he create Adam with?
Yeah, it says hands, but what I'm saying is it doesn't mean that they're like our hands. I can give you plenty of things that
it doesn't matter, JB. If they're like our hands, if they're different than our hands, maybe his hands are bigger, maybe his hands are smaller, maybe his hands have 20 fingers per hand, maybe his hands have just nubs. Ooh, it doesn't matter. He has hands, right?
No, hands like what? What hands?
I don't know.
What are hands?
Hey, Allahu Alam. But he has hands though, right?
That's the first thing you said so far. I don't know. Go on, carry on.
So he has hands. We have hands. So similar to Allah, we both have hands. Even though his hands may be different than us.
Now you understand what I'm saying, right?
Do you understand what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying.
Because
his stuff is not like ours. But do you understand what I'm saying? That you have a similarity to Allah, correct?
Well, no, because look, this is how I see it, right? This is how I'm going to explain it to you. Just give me like 10 seconds to explain this. You say the Father, he sees and hears. Does the Father have eyes and ears?
No.
He doesn't, but he sees.
Mm-hmm.
What does he see with?
I don't know. He doesn't have physical eyes.
Excellent. So when I said to you Allahu Alam, you should have understood what I said. You've done exactly the same thing for me, right?
No,
you don't know.
No, I didn't actually. Because can I explain to you how it was different? JB. Oh, don't run away now. Don't run off. Don't run off now. Don't run off. Don't run off. Okay, good. So then listen to the response then. JB, listen to the response.
No.
JB,
I don't know.
JB, now I have to mute you because now you're in panic mode. You're going to try to run off. So just like how I just affirmed that Yahweh, the Father, sees, even though he doesn't have eyes, I can say that I am similar to Allah in that we see. I have vision. My God has vision. I am in his likeness in that way that he has vision. It's not the same way, same vision as his, but we have vision. I have a similarity to God. I can say that. Can you? Your Allah has vision. He sees. You don't know what he sees with. So what? But you see. But can you admit, like I can, that you have a similarity to Allah?
No, I can't. Okay. I'm not going to admit that.
So that's where we're different. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm not.
Right. So you've gone on for quite a tangent. I've replied to everything you've said. Now please reply to mine. Can the son beget a son?
You
Yes or
didn't
no?
reply to this.
I did reply to you. I said to you, Allahu A'lam. We don't know.
That's not that's not a response. Allah has hands.
Response.
Allah has hands. You have hands. Do you have a similarity to Allah that you both have hands?
Why? Because it's the same word.
Because it's the same word. It's the same usage. Both you have hands. Are you similar in Allah that you have hands?
You said it's the same usage. What did you mean by that?
Take care, man.